Welcome to the Haunting Hour. Let's enjoy the story.
In 1986, a group of 5 close-knit friends from Stuttgart sets out on a summer picnic to the ancient Hohenzollern castle, known for its eerie legends and ghost stories. The group have 5 members from different cultural backgrounds. They dismiss the supernatural rumors surrounding the castle as fairy tales. As they explore the castle's grand hall and admire its history, Thomas discovers an unusual old book filled with indecipherable handwritten notes. They sense something ominous, but before anyone can react, the castle doors slam shut, trapping them inside. Chilling atmosphere deepens when a cold breeze brings a whisper, warning them to leave or face a curse. So stick with me. Let's see how they ended up this paranormal activity. In the heart of Germany, nestled amidst the rolling hills of the Swabian Jura, stands the majestic Hohenzollern Castle. The wind howled through the towering spires of Hohenzollern Castle, its stone walls hiding centuries of secrets. Lightning flashed across the sky, casting eerie shadows on the faces of 5 friends who stood at the castle's entrance, each feeling the chill that crept into their bones. They were here for a day of fun, but little did they know, the castle had other plans. The story begins. It was a warm summer day in 1986 when the 5 friends, all classmates from a high school in Stuttgart, decided to visit Hohenzollern Castle for a picnic. The group was as diverse as it was close-knit, brought together by their love for adventure and mystery. Characters introduction. Tomas, a boy from Spain with a quick wit and a love for legends. His father, a historian, often shared old tales of haunted places, making Tomas fearless but sometimes reckless. Hiroshi, a quiet, thoughtful exchange student from Japan. He practiced traditional calligraphy and had a deep belief in spirits. Hiroshi's calm demeanor masked his fear of the unknown. Elena, born to a German mother and an Italian father, she was the group's planner. With a sharp mind and an organized approach, Elena thrived on logic, but struggled with anything she couldn't explain. Samira, the artistic one, born in Lebanon and raised in Germany. Samira had an eye for beauty and was a natural storyteller. Yet, her vivid imagination often made her see things others did not. Michael, a tall, confident boy from the United States, always ready to lead. His curiosity was his greatest asset, but also his downfall, as it often pushed him into risky situations. The friends set off with baskets full of snacks and drinks, laughter echoing through the forest path that led to the castle. They knew about the ghost stories surrounding the ancient structure, but brushed them off as fairy tales. The castle, perched atop a hill with its majestic towers piercing the sky, looked more magnificent than frightening in the daylight. The castle's secrets. As they entered the grand hall, the air grew colder. The friends explored room after room, running their fingers over old tapestries and staring at paintings of stern-looking nobles. Tomas was the first to notice a peculiar old book lying open on a table. Its pages were covered with handwritten notes in a language none of them could recognize. "Look at this," he said, his eyes gleaming with curiosity. Hiroshi stepped closer, frowning as a chill ran down his spine. "This isn't right," he whispered, more to himself than the others. Suddenly, the castle doors slammed shut with a force that echoed through the halls. Elena jumped, her heart pounding. "It's just the wind," she muttered, trying to convince herself. But Samira's wide eyes told another story. The encounter. An icy breeze swept through the room, and a whisper seemed to float in the air. It was in German, but only Elena understood it. "Leave now, or face the curse." Before they could react, a low growl echoed from the hallway, and the sound of footsteps, slow and deliberate, grew louder. Michael grabbed a candelabrum from a table and stepped forward. "Stay behind me," he said, trying to sound brave. A shadow appeared at the end of the hall. It was tall, with eyes that glowed like embers. The friends froze, unable to move. "Run!" Hiroshi finally shouted, breaking the silence. They scattered, each racing through different corridors of the castle, individual journeys and confrontations. Tomas found himself in a room filled with mirrors. As he tried to find an exit, he noticed his reflection was smirking at him, though he wasn't. Panic surged through him as the reflection spoke in Spanish. "You should have listened." His father's story suddenly felt all too real, and he realized bravery could become recklessness. Hiroshi entered what appeared to be an old library. Books tumbled from the shelves as a whispery voice called his name. The room was filled with ancient scrolls, and one of them caught his eye. It was a prayer for protection. With trembling hands, he began to chant it, trying to summon courage. Elena was cornered in a small chamber. A ghostly figure appeared, pointing at her and repeating, "You cannot control everything." It was as if the apparition knew her deepest fear, losing control. She felt her logical mind fraying, but forced herself to remember that she had to find the others. Samira wandered into a gallery with paintings that seemed to move. One painting showed the castle itself, with tiny figures that looked like them running in the corridors. Her artist's mind struggled to separate illusion from reality as she heard a voice say, "You see too much, Samira." Michael found himself face to face with the shadow figure. It spoke in a deep, guttural voice, challenging his confidence. Michael's hands shook, but he stood his ground, realizing that he had to buy time for the others. The friends reunite. After what felt like hours, the five found each other in the grand hall. Each was pale, eyes wide with terror, but they were together. Tomas held up the mysterious book. "We need to put this back where we found it," he said, remembering an old tale his father once told him about objects that bound spirits. Elena nodded, piecing together the clues. "The curse is tied to this. We return it, and we might end this." They moved as one, placing the book back on the table. The whispers grew louder, then fell silent. For a moment, all was still. Then, the doors creaked open, letting in the first rays of dawn. The mystery remains. The friends stepped outside, shaken but alive. They exchanged glances, unsure of what had really happened. Hiroshi broke the silence, saying, "Some doors are not meant to be opened." As they walked down the path back to town, none of them noticed the shadowy figure watching them from the highest tower.
Hope you guys enjoyed the story. So give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And if you guys want me to cover your story, let me know. Send the true story of yours. Please send it through the email. The email is given in description box.